First of all, thank you so much for being here with us today. And also thank you so much for being a part of UFC Paris. You really wanted to fight in Paris.
Yes, yes. It was a dream of mine. I've always wanted to go to Paris. I've always wanted to go to France. And, ever since the UFC started having fights there, I could see the French crowd. I could see the energy that they brought. And I wanted to fight here. And now finally we got a fight and we're going to Paris.
And is it really unusual, the atmosphere brought by the French public? Because for us, of course, we're the best public in the world, but is it really a different energy?
We're going to see. Watching the first two UFC fights in France, it looked electric in there. And I think it's just, I think about like the Europeans, and in Manchester they would go wild, and in France they would go wild, and I'm excited to really experience it firsthand.
And how hard was it for you to be part of this card, to be on UFC Paris 3?
We were pushing for it, and we got it. I thought we wanted to make it undeniable for the UFC to put us on the card. I was hoping it wasn't going to be against a Frenchman, but unfortunately, they said that for me to get on the card, I had to fight somebody from that area, a European fighter. So I started, looking up all these 155ers, European fighters. We gave them a couple names, and they offered us Ziam, and we accepted.
And it's a big fight against Ziam. Did you already know this fighter before the UFC came up with this name?
Yeah, I knew him. We fought on the same card a while back in Arizona, and I remember I think I was like cutting weight with him in a hot tub, and I remember talking to him, and he was young back then, and I remember he was cutting weight, and we were both cutting weight, and he was a good guy, and I remember he was from France, and he was a 55er, and now we're about to fight.
and what do you expect in terms of atmosphere from the public? Because obviously French crowds love you, but Fares Ziam is a French fighter, so could be a bit weird.
Yeah, I've been receiving so much love from the French people, and it's amazing. I love it, and I know that Ziam's a French fighter. I just hope the crowd is going to be supporting both of us, and just support, root for a great fight, and may the best fighter win.
And Fares is a super great striker. Are you coming for the bonus of Fight of the Night versus Fares?
You know it. That every time I step into that octagon, I come to finish fights, whether it's knockouts, whether it's submissions. But when I have a worthy opponent who can stand in there with me and go blow for blow, and it ends up being Fight of the Night. So I know Ziam's a great fighter. He's got a lot of momentum right now. He's on a 3-fight win streak. So I'm prepared for it. I'm preparing for the best version of Ziam he's capable of being, and I'm going to be the best version of the steamroller. And I think it's just going to make for a great fight.
And do you still think that the lightweight division obviously is the most stacked in the UFC today?
Oh yeah, I think so. The lightweight division, I think it's got the biggest pool of fighters. The average size of a human male is around 170, and then we cut down to 155. So I think we got the biggest pool of fighters at 155 competing, and we're big enough, we're strong enough to knock each other out. We're skilled enough, like the flyweights, the fast enough like the flyweights. So I think lightweight is definitely the most exciting division.
And do you think that they should do maybe a top 20 instead of a top 15 for the lightweight division? Because it's even outside of the top 15, it's crazy. Like the fight between you and Fares, it seems like it's the one for the next guy in the top 15.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, they technically only rank you at top 15, but you know, I always say like the top 20. You could even say the top 30 of the lightweight division. Everybody's so skilled, and I think, you know, anybody could beat anybody on any given day. It's who shows up on that night, and who, you know, puts out their best performance when it matters most.
And the main event will be between Benoit St-Denis and Renato Moicano. Will you have your eyes on the main event? Maybe pushing for a rematch one day, or is it done between you and BSD?
No, definitely. I definitely want a rematch. That fight was just getting juicy, and then he hit me with that head kick. You know, I've got a lot of respect for Benoit, especially, you know, after we fought. You know, he came to my hometown, to New York, and we put on a great fight for as long as it lasted. And you know, he had a great win, a phenomenal finish over me, and you know, he showed all the respect before. We showed all the respect after, and we were both warriors in there. And I think the people really saw that and respected that. But I you know, I wish we could have fought for longer. I think it would have been more fireworks, and that's definitely a fight that I want down the road. And but I'm rooting for him. You know, I'm always rooting for him now. And you know, I hope he gets a win in this main event.
And so, speaking of the main event, what's your prediction for this fight?
It's going to be interesting. You know, Moicano is very skilled on the ground as well, and Moicano has a lot of experience in the UFC. So I'm very interested in seeing them grapple and see who's the better grappler. I think Benoit is going to be you know, bigger, stronger guy, but Moicano is very slick. You know, so it's going to be a fun fight. But I'm picking the Frenchman in that one. I think Benoit's going to get it done.
And last question for me: if we were to speak same month but next year, where would you like to be?
Next year around the same time, I'm gonna say I'm getting ready for UFC Paris again, and I'm getting ready for a main event rematch with Benoit St-Denis.
Perfect. That sounds super great. That sounds super great for me. All right, fingers crossed on that one. Thank you so much, man.
How about me and Benoit already had that rematch before, and I'll be getting ready for UFC Paris, fighting a non-Frenchman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's possible as well. Because there's UFC in the UFC comes back in New York in November, so.
Yeah, you know, I've done MSG 3 times, and it's, you know, it's a dream come true fighting at Madison Square Garden. But one of the things I love about you know, fighting is being able to travel the world and see different places. And you know, I'm so blessed to be able to go to Paris now. You know, it's crazy. You know, we manifested this. Me and the French propaganda really helped me out. We really pushed to get me on this card, and I appreciate, you know, everybody on MMA Twitter, everybody, all the French fans who really wanted me to fight here. And I think that the UFC really saw that, and they got me the fight, and now your boy's going to Paris, and I'm so excited. You know, my whole family is going to be coming with me. Everyone's so happy. You know, Paris has always been on our bucket list. We can't wait to see the Eiffel Tower, eat a couple baguettes, have some chocolate croissants, explore the city, and it's a dream come true. And I'm gonna give the French people, you know, an amazing fight. I'm gonna fight as hard as I can, and I'm preparing to the fullest, and I can't wait.
But you were surprised by the French MMA Twitter, but I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised by the atmosphere in the arena, because as soon as there's the very first fight, 20,000 people are there. It's crazy. I've done a lot of events, but in France, every time there's an event, at the very first fight, everybody's here.
Oh, I can't wait. And I can't wait for the French people to watch my walkout. There's going to be a little surprise for the French people there.
Okay, can you give us a hint? A French song, maybe? Or...
Hey, you'll see. It's going to be great, though.
Okay. Can't wait. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one.
I'm fucking coming for you!